Congressman Khanna, I've been waiting for this for a long time, the tax gap, as they call it, the gap between what the IRS could collect if they just had enough agents and inspectors and resources, and what they do collect is now running, they say now, about $1 trillion a year.
Oh, you're absolutely right. This is not some clever scheme to avoid taxes.
Right.
This is flat out cheating. People who don't pay the taxes that they're owed. And here's the shocking thing. The IRS audits the poorest counties in Mississippi more than they audit the richest top 1%, even though a lot of the cheating and non-payment is in the top 1%. So what this bill does is two things. One, it says audit the people who actually aren't paying the taxes. And Larry Summers and economists have shown that that is the case. And two, it says let banks disclose business income, because a lot of the taxes that aren't being paid is because banks aren't disclosing the income. If you do those two things, we'd raise $1.2 trillion. That would go a long way to paying for President Biden's infrastructure bill.
You mentioned the study that Professor Summers co-authored with two others, including a former IRS commissioner. I just want to use a table, put it up on the screen for people to see. This is the decline in audit rates for filers from 2011 to 2018. And so for all filers, the decline in auditing was 45%. For the very richest people, it was much, much higher. If you made $1 million to $5 million, the decline in auditing of tax returns in that category was an 81% decline, almost the same for $5 million to $10 million, $10 million and above. And so, Congressman, there it is. There's a decline because those are the most complex returns. They take the largest team to do the audits, and Republicans have consistently cut the IRS's ability to do that work.
You're absolutely right, Lawrence, and it's worse than that. The Republicans have said, let's audit the people getting the earned income tax credit. So they want to go after the grandmother who's claiming their grandchild for an earned income tax credit, but they don't want to go after the multimillionaires who aren't paying taxes on income. And most people say, how do you cheat on your taxes? Because most people, they get a paycheck, they get a W-2, they pay what they owe. But what's going on here is a lot of these people have multiple businesses, and there's no way of determining how much income they're making from those businesses unless they're audited. And the IRS isn't auditing them, and it's auditing instead low-income Americans. It's really outrageous.
But this is also possibly part of why Joe Biden's tax increase proposals, increase in the corporate tax rate, and basically an elimination of the capital gains rate for people with incomes over $1 million. They would pay capital gains as regular income tax. Those are very popular proposals because I think most taxpayers have a sense this is not fair, and it isn't even fair on the enforcement end.
Lawrence, that's right. Let me give you a very concrete example of what President Biden does to raise $400 billion. Right now, if you buy $1 million of stock in Facebook, and that stock goes up to $10 million, now you give that stock, which is $10 million, to your son upon your death. That son does not have to pay any capital gains on the $9 million appreciation under our current law. So a lot of people actually hold these assets until their death, pass it on as inherited wealth, and totally pay 0% capital gains. President Biden says, let's actually tax the appreciation and capital gains, just like most people have to pay. That raises $400 billion. So when people actually look at what President Biden is proposing, they'll say, wow, I didn't even know that people weren't being taxed on that. That's so unfair. President Biden is proposing common sense fairness to the code.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel. You should know that you can follow today's top stories and breaking news and catch up on your favorite MSNBC shows all in one place. Download the NBC News app today.